Hey, girl. Hey.
What up? What up? Happy Easter.
Happy Easter to you and
Quack,
yours.
quack. Wait, no.
As
Quack.
they say
No.
in Germany, Frohe
Bark, bark.
Ostern. Um,
Oh, is that what they say?
yeah, that.
As they say in Statesville, Happy Easter. Oh, wait. As they say in Western Statesville, who's cooking?
Do I have to bring the ham this year or not?
Honey, you already know you can't bring ham no more after
Girl,
what you did
I
last
gotta, I
year.
gotta, I got a story about some ham.
We all do, dear.
So I had to be 15 or 16 years old,
Hmm?
and I went over to my grandmother's house, and she was sitting there crying,
What?
and my aunt was sitting there crying, and I was like, what has gone on that you are both sitting here crying? Well, I bought a Hostess ham, and I
Okay.
was going to cook it in the oven to heat it up.
Yes.
And some of the ham drippings got on the burner and caught the oven on fire. So my grandmother, Oma, was like, I'm done. I'm not going to cook anymore. I'm done with this ham. I hate the ham. I'm never going to have ham again. I hate the ham. So then my aunt decides she'll finish it. She'll fix it up. She'll finish it. Girl, if more juice somehow didn't get out of this pan into the bottom and like caused the whole oven to go on fire, just cried. The ham was fine, but they were just crying, and oh my god, it was so funny. But I've never heard
How is
my.
that?
I'm never having a fucking ham again in her little German accent.
Did they not have a roasting pan with a lid?
Girl, I don't know what they were doing. It's a little canned Hostess ham. Like the
No,
hams
those
aren't
things.
big.
I know, but they juicy, girl. They
They juicy.
juicy.
They juicy.
They
They
real
juicy.
juicy,
But
honey.
they aren't
Hmm.
big. They aren't
They real
big.
juicy.
They're real juicy. Like my ass. It's not that juicy. I ain't had an ass since ever.
It's ever.
I mean, you know what? Even back in the day when I was thin and fit and svelte and squatting every day and put my legs behind my head for reasons, I still didn't have an ass.
I don't
Yes,
think the Lord.
ma'am.
I don't think the Lord got up in 3 days for you to be talking about that on His day, girl.
Look, the dear Lord Jesus doesn't care. He was a
What you
man.
do with your legs? What you do with?
He
That's
was
true.
a
He was
man
hanging.
who,
That's right. He was hanging out with prostitutes, so he would have been having a good time with you.
yeah, and with 12 other men.
Y'all would have been kikiing it up.
Hmm. Right? You think that they were anyway? People got hang-ups now they didn't have back then.
I know. Lord knows I know. Mm.
Let's talk about your hemline a little bit more.
Can we please not?
Oh, I've got something for you. I need to send you. I've got that lip gloss for you,
Okay.
and I'm making you something.
Okay.
You don't have to use it, but I'm making you something.
Okay.
I'm about a quarter of the way done.
Okay.
You're going to look at it and go, wow. Wow. Wow.
That does sound like me.
Yeah, you and Owen Wilson. Um,
I do sound like Owen Wilson. Oh
yeah,
no.
yeah, you do. You do.
Oh no. I mean, that would be fine if my melanin percentages weren't as high as they are.
Like 2? What?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know how to. I've never been good with percentages, so I don't know.
So, going back to the Wakanda Forever, or the her designs, her
Yes.
you need to see this. This, I don't know how you get somewhere to see this, but you need to see this.
It'll probably come here.
Her
it'll probably be
Angela
somewhere nearby.
Bassett stuff, just it's better in person. Like her red dress with all the beads. Just have you seen Wakanda Forever?
That's the second one, right?
Yeah.
No, we still haven't seen it yet.
Me either. But it was so good. Like, it's such a good dress. Not the movie.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about the movie.
Now, you know what? Once again, that's another one of those movies, just like what us talking about Avatar, right? That like after it came out, I didn't hear anybody saying anything about it. Like nothing was said about it. So for me, I don't like to be one of those people that's like, I like to listen to the critics. It's not that. However, when people talk about a movie like the week or two after it's out, that's usually what compels me to go see it. And that's one of those movies that I thought for sure we'd hear stuff. Nobody was talking about
everything I heard about was it was very good for her, and the rest was just Chadwick Boseman's not with us anymore.
Yeah.
And
I was like,
I don't really want to sit through that. I mean,
and I was never a big fan of his sister, so now that she's Black Panther, I'm like,
oh yeah, like anti-vaxxer.
But even like the anti-vaxxer part, I didn't even that part. I mean, obviously that's terrible, but like her character in the first Black Panther, I was like, she's not really that compelling a character.
No, make it Lupita.
Yeah, Lupita or what's her name? The other I can't remember her character's name on there. Okoye or whatever.
Yeah.
Make her Black Panther. Yeah. That's who I want to be Black Panther.
But Lupita, I loved Lupita Nyong'o.
What's it? That guy's name? Winston Duke, the big dude. Make him Black Panther.
Oh, they had his outfit there. That like his.
How large was it? I bet it was large.
Oh, in the way that Denzel Washington was very wee. Yeah. He and Chadwick Boseman, both very large men. Like very large men.
Hello. Hello. Hi, Winston.
Have you seen the Dungeons and Dragons movie yet?
It just came out this week, right? Or is this the second week?
This is second week. Have you seen it yet?
No, I do want to go see it though. I think we're gonna go see it. I think we're gonna see it next weekend.
It's very good.
Yeah,
it's very good.
A friend of ours had a birthday this weekend, and the husband has gone to see my father-in-law today. So,
you go to a lot of friends' birthday parties. Your friends have a lot of birthday parties.
Well, we do have friends, and they do have birthdays.
Yeah. My friends don't really have birthday parties anymore.
But we don't really do parties. We just to go to dinner as a group. Like all of us go out to
group
eat.
Dinners are the worst. Why are you doing that to yourself?
We have a good time together.
Oh my God, group dinners are horrible.
We have such a good time. Even our friends brought their kid, and the kid was like 5, and they had a good time.
Oh my God, they're so we used to go out to group dinners. Like it was a thing for everybody's birthday. We would always go out to group dinners here, like 10 to 20 of us and no matter where we went, we would rotate it every birthday. They were just always bad. Always.
But what was so bad about them?
The service was bad. The food was never as good. You were forced to sit beside people. Like it was, nobody really wanted to be there because it was a group dinner.
But our group dinner is a little bit different because our friend circle that we have this group dinner with, it's not really any outsiders. Everybody's an insider. So it's not like somebody is.
We were all insiders, girl. We all knew each other well. What are you talking about?
That's so weird. We always have a good time together.
Yeah. Speaking of lies, hey, Maim.
Yes.
Did you know that we have a Patreon?
Speaking of lies,
listeners, if you go to patreon.com, Mims and Maim, you can throw us some money, hey, Maim.
Yeah.
Did you know that we have another podcasty?
What?
That's right, Maim. It's called Baking Sugar.
That sounds familiar, but I don't know why.
It's a Designing Women podcast.
Oh, is that the thing we just did a few minutes ago?
Hey, Maim.
Yes.
Did you know that we have merchandise?
Oh, that's what you're going to say. Yes, I did.
if you go to mimsmaim.com, you can buy some things that have our picture on it. Hey, Maim.
Yeah.
Do you know what I like?
You like 5-star reviews.
That's right, Maim. And I give that song too. So, dear listeners, if you go on wherever and throw us a 5-star review, I would love to read it. Let's see if we have any now. Give me 1 second. I subscribe to something that takes all the reviews that we get from all over the place, puts it in my one handy little phone.
For it to tell you we didn't get any.
If it loads, hold on here. I have to log in, Maim. I'm logging in right now. And this is You Slay Me, not Baking Sugar, our other podcast. Let me click on it. Nah, Maim, we didn't get any more.
I'm not psychic, but I feel like I could have told you that.
This is season 3, episode 3. Unfinished Business. Dear listeners, if you haven't watched this episode yet, there's some acting. Not good. Not good at all.
And choices. Lots of choices.
But there's some acting. Oh my God. The sheriff later on and Kale, and the detective, they are both so bad. And there's accents that are gained and lost.
I had to keep remembering that they were in Maine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I had to, because the accents kept throwing me off. I was like, wait, are they in Georgia? No, they're in Maine.
So we're at a convention and find out it's for a retired cop who never had an unsolved murder. Speaking of accents, Haley Mills is in this episode.
Yes!
And she still sounds the exact same with that weird, ultra posh British accent, which is her actual accent.
Yeah.
Dear listeners, she's from London. Like, it is, if you don't know who Haley Mills is and you only know the Lindsay Lohan version of The Parent Trap, it's not worth it. Just watch the Lindsay Lohan version.
Also, if you're a huge fan of Saved by the Bell, you have Haley Mills to thank, because the show was originally about her, and it was called Good Morning, Miss Something or Other.
Oh, was she the teacher?
Yes.
Oh my God, that was Haley Mills.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
God. Okay, yeah.
Remember, that show was not supposed to be about those kids. They were supposed to be about her as a teacher.
Yeah. Kelly Kapowski wasn't even in the first season.
Nope. And neither was Mr. Belding.
Yeah, he was.
In the very first season?
Yeah, he was. He was there.
I thought there was a different principal.
No, I'm pretty sure. Hold on here. Oh, God. Saved
Mr. Belding.
by the Bell cast.
Mr. Belding.
Saved by the Bell, 1989 to 1992. Cast. 86 episodes. Yeah, he's in all 86 episodes.
How about that? I did not realize that.
Yeah, Kelly Kapowski's only 75.
Lord.
And same for Elizabeth Berkley.
Burks. Hey, Burks.
She is, dear listeners, if you don't follow her on Instagram, you are missing out. She is fun. And I like California Dreams, too. Did you like that show?
I did.
That short dude was really cute.
That's the only thing I remember about that show.
That kind of gross, guy. That gross, sleazy one. He was built.
Always. He was like, always. I was like, every episode, please let there be a beach scene, please. Every time.
There never was.
It was so rare.
Oh God. Ugh, why didn't they take off their shirts more?
I mean, it would have been on longer if they had.
Or I would have just hit pause or something. Anyway, we find out the detective's name is Lieutenant Barney Cale.
Hello, Barney.
And he's upset because he needs to solve the murder of Lloyd Dixon.
Oh, but I thought it was an accident.
Well, no, it's not. It's not, Maim. It's not here. Let me take this because I'm gonna sit back and there we go. I'm gonna sit back with my mic.
You gotta relax, right? Let it all hang out.
Let it all hang out. Do your ears hang low? Do they wobble to and fro? Do you tie 'em in a knot? Can you tie 'em in a bow? Can you throw it over your shoulder like Honell Soldier? Anyway.
No, I can't. I wish I could, but I can't.
So we pan over to some clay shooting.
Yes.
And we find out that this man's name is Dr. Mayhew, and he has a paper that mentions that Cale is going to start looking for Lloyd's murderer.
Oh, boy.
So we're now in an apartment, and Haley Mills picks up the phone. Hello, it's me, Haley Mills. Hello, it's me, Haley Mills. Haley Mills. Haley, could you meet me at Juniper Lake? It's Lieutenant Cale right here. I'm going to Juniper Lake. You want to go up there, Haley, and talk about that murder or anything? There's a murder that happened there, and we need to talk about it. No.
Basically, that's basically what happened.
So we're at Juniper Lake now.
Mm-hmm.
And Gary and Maggie Robertson are checking in. Why do they make it Robertson and not Robinson? Like, why do they make it just a little bit off? Like,
I mean, that is a name.
Little bit. Is it? Okay.
Yeah, Robertson is a name.
Okay.
Well, it's Robertson. Robertson. I don't know about Robertson. I know Robertson is a name.
Was it Robertson? Maybe it was Robertson. I wrote down Robertson, but maybe it was Robertson.
Maybe he was just pronouncing it all, how in that accent of his.
Which one? Which one are we picking now?
Every one of them.
Okay. So Haley Mills walks in after they check in, and her name is Cynthia. We find out the name of the innkeeper is Jake. All right, there's going to be a little more skipping around now for a second. Let me stretch out.
Yes, so much skipping around.
We're back in Cabot Cove.
Mm-hmm.
Doc got a clipping in the mail as well.
Mm.
JB comes over. She's like, hey, Doc. Hey, Doc. Hey, Doc. 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 What, JB? You weren't paying attention.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was off in the distance.
So he tells her all about it all with a little bit of prodding as she does. Prod. Could you actually hear me say prod?
I could.
Oh wow, this mic is good. I've got a good mic. It's long and luscious.
Are you trying to get our?
And that's
our
just
show?
my mic.
Wow. I feel like you're trying to get us like an NC-17 rating on our show.
Well, Doc back in the day when he's telling you, I used to practice in Portland. I got involved in an investment. Dixon came up to expose the whole thing. Then Dixon died, and I was one of the suspects. How was that? Was that an accent?
It was an accent.
It was more consistent than half of them.
No, I didn't say. I just said it was an accent.
Oh no! I was agreeing with you. I was agreeing with you. I was just giving myself props for consistency.
I mean,
learned.
Doc himself is always pretty good at the consistency.
He is. Because he's an
Oh,
old
man.
Western actor, right? Like, they always had to have some sort of hokey accent for long periods of time.
Yeah. Very long periods of time.
Yeah. All right, I'm putting this back in. Oh, it's in.
Jeez. You probably should have.
What?
Nothing.
Well, I probably should have what?
So spit on it. That's why I didn't want to say it out loud.
Poi poi, poi poi, poi. Have you watched Poi Poi Molcar?
Have I watched what?
Poi Poi Molcar on Netflix.
No, I don't know what that is.
I can't help you then.
You do realize that Netflix sends us very different like recommendations and things like that. So some things that you see, it doesn't show me.
Oh, God, Poi Poi Molcar. Hold on, I'm sending you a picture of it. Download image. Yes, download that again. Thank you. And then I will send you a picture of Poi Poi Molcar, and then you will tell me if you don't need to watch this immediately. Look at your pictures. It's people drive hamster cars around the city, and it's insane.
So that's so cute.
It's 3 2-minute episodes in each episode.
Okay.
Yes, yeah. I think it was a web series, but it's like there's 2 seasons, season 1, season 2. Duh. But the first one's just Poi Poi Molcar. The second one is Poi Poi Molcar Driving School. It is a fever dream acid trip.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, it's so good. It's so good.
Yeah, I'm into that.
So-
Poi motor. Oh boy.
Mole
car. Oh, mole car.
MOLE, like those things you have on your face.
I don't have moles. I don't have moles on my face.
Oh, that's just your nose. Anyway. Ha ha ha. Ha 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 ha. Sick burn. I win. I would drop the mic, but I spent too much money on it.
Yeah.
Ha ha ha. Anyway, where are we up with this
Lord.
shit? Oh my God.
I don't know. You're getting distracted a lot.
Oh, you know what I forgot? Take a haul.
Your halls. That's what it
That's
is.
what it is. My blood sugar must be going down or something.
Oh
Excuse me.
no.
Ah, Ambisol.
You better
Anyway.
be careful. Be careful, Wilfred. Be careful.
First, I thought you called me Willifred, like Bette Midler and Hocus Pocus. Isn't that her name, Willifred?
Winifred.
Whatever. I didn't like that movie that much.
Of course you didn't.
Controversially, a brave opinion. Anytime the children are on the screen, it sucks. And that is too much of that movie.
Well, the children are not great.
No, but they're in it like 95% of the movie.
That's true. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
So we're at the lake, and Kale
Hello.
arrives.
Hello, Kale.
He asks for the old cabin, and the innkeeper's like, but I just rented out, and he gives him $40 for his old cabin. He's like, fine, I guess I'll kick him out.
That's good business practice, I guess.
So Dr. Mayhew is there, and he's watching people walk by, and you see that he's got a gun beside of him.
Ooh.
He's got a gun beside of him.
Ooh.
It's a big gun.
Ooh, yeah. Gun big.
Some may even call it a shotgun.
I mean, probably some people would call it a shotgun.
Bang, bang.
Oh boy. Nancy, no, Nancy. We're not doing it now. No, sorry. No. You misread this situation. Sorry.
Fine.
Nancy.
Fine. Amos calls JB because he can't find the dock.
Yes.
And JB's like, Amos, pick my ass up. We got somewhere to go. So we're at Juniper Lake. Amos and JB get there. They see a car. It's not Doc's. Oh my God. Oh my God. There's a scream.
Impeccable timing.
Kel's cabin is busted open. Gary's dead.
Stop. We just
Bang,
met
bang.
him.
Shut-
We just met the guy.
It's the next day. The doc is still missing. Kale hasn't been found. And we found out that Gary was. I'm making a lot of noise over here. Hold on. Let me move my stuff out of my way. I move my feet around and there's shit on the floor. That Gary was shot by a shotgun with one shot at point blank range.
You should say that like 5 times fast. That's it. Good job. That
Gunshot with one shot, point blank range. Gunshot with one shot, point blank range. Gunshot, one shot with point blank range. The hardest one I've ever done is wristwatch. I'm not good at that one. Try it.
Wristwatch.
There you go. See, it's very difficult. You don't like tongue twisters, do you?
I barely like tongue straighteners.
Do they have lie in them or they no lie?
Oh, hey, you ain't got no lie in it, girl. Not on this tongue now. Ain't no lies on here, girl.
That is what we like to call a double entendre, because in Just For Me, no lie relaxer, there is in fact no lie in that relaxer, but there's also no lie, L-I-E, on her tongue, so it's lie and lie. Get it? Anyway.
Trying to explain to any human beings listening to this podcast how much the Just For Me commercials had an impact on us.
Just for me.
They would just look at us both like, what?
No lie relaxer.
I can still remember us like walking into classes just singing it like that was a thing that people did. Like,
well, it was always the Adina Howard video followed by the the Just For Me commercial. Like it was set up that way.
Yeah.
Hotel, motel, Holiday Inn, no, just for me.
That's a weird night at a Holiday Inn. Good Lord.
Oh God. Oh my God. I feel like that's how Jennifer Garner and Alias had to fix some of her wigs. Just buy some no lie just for me and straighten them out. Did you like Alias?
I did like Alias, yes.
Okay.
I thought it was a cute show.
For like the first 2 seasons.
Oh yeah, no, it definitely should have stopped. I mean, I think now with the wonderful nature of television, we can go backwards and watch some of these old shows, and you realize that technically the whole like Netflix model of stopping stuff after a few seasons, there's a logic to it.
Bradley Cooper, yay or nay?
I like him. He's not like, oh, he's one of my favorites, but I like him and he's okay.
So we're back at the inn.
And
Cynthia is nervous.
Girl, why are you so nervous?
And Dr. Mayhew is drinking. Hold on here. Oh no, I skipped a part. There was a search party. There were some shots. Kale's bloody, shooting into the air. There we go. Now we're back at the inn. Cynthia's nervous, and Dr. Mayhew's just drinking coffee.
Yes.
Kale comes in. Dr. Mayhew offers to help him, and Kale's like, no, I don't trust him. Kale was at the lake at midnight. He said that he was walking down to look to see where the dude was killed, and the ladder broke up underneath him. And obviously somebody is trying to murder him.
Not murder.
Yeah. So Amos is going to go back to Cabot Cove to do some background on everyone. Yep. Nothing.
I mean,
we don't get enough Tom Bosley in this episode.
That's all I was going to say, but then I was like, well, I mean, I don't know if I'm the only one that feels that way.
No, I love Tom Bosley.
But I did. I was like, man, I got excited because episodes with him and the doc in them at the same time are always so good. And then he left. And I was like, oh, that sucks. Yeah, I wasn't happy about that part, actually.
I agree. I'm scratching my nose.
Hello, nose. Hello, scratching the nose.
Anyway, where were we
Scratching
at?
the nose. Tom Bosley just left.
So, we're at the inn. We find out that Gary had been in prison. This is Maggie telling the story.
Yes.
And he left his sneakers in Kel's room. So he was going back to get them.
Oh. Makes sense.
The police are here. And we meet Bill McCoy, the sheriff. And Doc's with him.
Yay.
He's handcuffed.
He looks terrible. He's all dirty and handcuffed.
I know. He was walking around 6 miles from here.
Wow. He's like, right now, he looks like something that will be in Jessica's fantasies.
You got me feeling emotions deeper than I have before.
She was like both appalled. You know, she's like appalled and also turned on when he showed up. She's like, "Oh, wait a minute, hold on.
I haven't seen you this dirty since we spent that time in the desert when you made me dig around for fake artifacts. Remember that?
Oh my god, yes. Oh my god. Hi.
So here's the thing: do you think that JB and Doc are fooling around? Or Doc and Amos are fooling around? Or is there a love triangle?
I think that Doc and Amos fooled around when they were in high school.
Okay.
And I think that Amos has never fully gotten over it.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair. That's very, very fair.
What are we talking?
Our past. Not our past, but like
I mean, you know, maybe after we're done with this podcast and I have some free time, I'm gonna write some
85!
like
This podcast is going to go on forever, babe.
Maybe when you know,
unless we start recording like 5 in a week.
No, we're not going to do that. I think
we're not.
I would like to write some like Murder She Wrote / fiction though, like that takes place in like Cabot Cove, 1956, with like a young Amos and a young Doc. I think that would be nice.
So Cal McCoy go off walking. It's not very important, but they just chit chat for a second. We're back at the inn. And we find out that Doc got lost.
Yes.
And his car fell into a hole. The sheriff was driving around and to the Juniper Lake and saw him walking around and got him and brought him with him.
Correct.
And then we get a great little thing in the police car. Canina, is the Sheriff McCoy there? Is Sheriff McCoy there? Canina. Canina.
What was that?
What? That's what she said.
Oh, it's just
you know what it reminded me of?
No.
Suddenly Seymour is standing beside me.
I almost sang that song the other day.
It is very difficult to sing.
Yes.
I'm just saying, I don't know what your range is.
That's true.
I don't know. A top, bottom, side. I don't know what your
side. Is that a new version of the side now?
Yeah. Because one side does this, one side does this.
I hate you sometimes.
You got 2 nipples. I'm just saying.
You got 2 nipples.
Dose.
Oh, sweet Lord.
I mean, you may have more. That's fine if you do. You may have less, and that's fine if you do. I love you no matter what.
Oh, thanks.
We have a mutual friend that has 3.
That's 3 nipples?
Uh-huh.
I feel like I went to high school. I went to college. Yeah, that's right. I did go to college with a guy that had 3 nipples, actually. Um, it was weird. It was awkward because, oh, for real? That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Why is that not surprising to me? I don't know why
Quick.
that.
Anyway, go on.
Just keep on going. I'm gonna need a minute after
Girl,
that.
you know that we also had someone in high school who had a male who had active mammary glands.
What?
Oh God, I don't. Yes, and he would sometimes start playing with them in class to like, oh, I've got active mammary glands, and like couldn't get him to stop. What was his name?
We knew some unusual people
him.
in high school.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Wow.
I know his first name.
Like, that's just interesting to me.
There you go.
Oh, yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, there you go.
Good
there
Lord.
You go.
My gosh, that's just like, oh, kids, the things we do.
The sheriff is keeping everybody there. And JB's like, girl, I don't know what you're talking about. You ain't got the ability. Well, I'm going to solve this here murder.
It's like, yeah, but you just still don't have the ability to
doesn't matter. Do that. The shotgun was found in the woods and it has TM on it, which means it's Terry Mayhew's. What? Well,
oh, no.
Cal and McCoy start fighting and about shit, and then I'm going to need a whiskey.
Don't we all?
Doc and Cindy start reminiscing. Oh, dear. I have everything, and it means nothing. Well, that's mighty great. Oh, dear. Yeah. Oh, dear. Yeah. Oh, dear.
That actually is not that far off from what that was
scene.
Like. Yeah. That wasn't that different, actually, from what actually happened.
So, JB talks to Maggie. Gary wanted to go fishing, but there was no fishing rod.
Oh, wait a minute. You need a fishing rod to go fishing, though.
Yeah, after jail, Maggie was getting ready to leave him, but he was like, we are going to be so rich. We are going to be so rich. I just need you to give me a little bit more time. But after this trip, we are going to be living the high life.
Oh, Lord.
Put on the Ritz!
The audience did not know what you just said just now.
Do you know what I said?
Putting on the Ritz.
Putting on the Ritz. Yeah.
But they don't know what you said that. I've known you my whole life, just about, so I know what you said.
That is a reference to Young Frankenstein.
I need you to one more time say that word one more time. What did you just say?
Reference.
Okay.
That's French for reference.
That's French. Oh. Oh. Oh.
Well. There's a phone call.
Oh, someone's calling. Someone's calling. Someone's calling. Who is it? Who is it? Someone's calling.
For JB.
Oh,
it's Amos. It's Amos. It's Amos. Oh. It's Amos. Apparently, Mayhew was going to go to Tokyo, and we find out that Cynthia has a private line.
What?
JB's like, Amos, could you investigate Gary too, because something's not quite right here.
Interesting.
So we find out that he was just coming out of prison and where he went to prison. Okay. JB gets a map and it's like, why did he go 69 miles out of his way from New York to Schenectady just to get here? Like these names of these places they were saying.
These are real places, right?
I don't know. Cabot Cove's not.
Oh, that's
Portland
true.
is.
She said that one that. Well, that's true. She did say like a random city's name in Maine, so maybe it's not really a real city.
Chappaquiddick. That's not. too soon, probably. What?
I didn't say anything.
I was like, are you a Ted Kennedy stan or something?
Who's that? No, sure. I don't know. Who is that? Is that like, I don't know.
Girl, isn't it so weird that the Kennedys aren't even a thing anymore? That nobody cares about them?
Yeah. I mean, there's only like 2 that are in, like, there's one in Congress now, and he's like in the House, but he's young. He's like in his like maybe early 40s.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, that's how dynasties are, right? Like, people think that they last forever. Think of the Bushes. That's not a thing now.
Nope.
Nope,
it's not.
That one that tried in Texas didn't win, so it's like.
Oh, and there's Jeb who tried to be president. Please clap.
Jeb. Please clap.
Please clap. Please clap.
Please clap.
Please clap.
That's one of the greatest exchanges.
It was. It really. So, Gary went 69 miles out of his way. Hey, 69 out of his way without a fishing pole. You know, anytime I go 69, I always have my fishing pole.
Yes, for that carp.
It's high grade tilapias.
Not tilapia, Henny, but the
tilapia.
extra lapia. The extra lapia, girl.
I got a little extra lapia for everyone. I got a lot of lapia.
I bet you do, Henny. You know, you were born with that really thick lapia. I don't know how you managed to run around the way you did, having such a big old lapia.
So JB wants to go and investigate the Kale's room, which they have sealed off. And JB's like, if you don't let my ass in there, I'm gonna call the governor on you.
Oh Lord, not the governor.
I don't give a who's a what's it about the governor or anybody, but I want to solve this murder.
Not a who's it's what's it.
Who's a what's it? Cattywampus who's a what's it. Anyway, we're in the cabin now.
Yes.
And there are no sneakers.
But he went back to get sneakers.
JB's like, I want to try something. So she touches all the evidence. But she proves in touching all the evidence that the lamp was working and it wasn't done in the dark. So Gary was killed on purpose, probably because his name is Gary.
Oh, no.
Well, Kel's fainted.
Dang, Kel. You can't take your coffee, honey.
It was whiskey.
They should have made that stuff decaf.
It was whiskey. Doc finds out it's poison.
No.
And JB bluntly asks Mayhew why you're here. Because at his response, I didn't want to be railroaded like Maim.
You know, I ain't been railroaded a long time, girl. I ain't even laid down no tracks.
That is very sad. Let's delve into that. What exactly do you and Mr. Maim do then?
Wait a minute. If I'm gonna be, what are you talking about? Being real? Lord Jesus, we ain't got no open relationship. So I don't know how you gonna be having no railroad.
I didn't say human centipede.
They only got one trolley car, girl.
All right, then when's the last time you were streetcarred? How's that?
Okay, Blanche, up in my business.
Oh, God.
Miss Dubois, if you're nasty, and you nasty.
Oh, God. Oh, my God.
I don't know why I drank while I said that, because I knew as soon as I did, I was like, I should have taken that swig of alcohol.
I always preferred the glass meringue.
Not the meringue.
Blow out that candle, Jenny. Blow out that candle.
Oh, how is your niece meringue doing? How's she doing?
Anyway,
did she get through beautician school?
Did she get through beautician school. No, of course she didn't, because she's an idiot. Anyway.
You don't talk about your niece that way. Maringery, don't be doing that.
Maringery.
You got to. You said you loved her.
Oh God.
I feel like we're both a little delirious.
Well, we find out that the drink was tainted with arsenic.
Crap.
Yes. And there was a number found next to the body, near where the body was in the room.
Is it like a sex line?
It's Mrs. Tate's direct line.
Oh, Haley Mills, girl, you ain't making enough money off Parent Trap.
So JB goes up to her and says, "So where were you last night?" "Well, dear, you see, I went to go be with Mr. Mayhew, but he wasn't there. And that is a sad night for a woman, when her male lover is nowhere to be found."
Why am I the only one that gets to see this performance happening?
Is it good or bad?
I mean, the delivery out of your mouth is bad. The hand motions are great.
You're welcome.
Give her a Schlosser. Give her a Schlosser.
So JB discovers that the phone number was ripped off of the hotel notebook. And off the top page of it. So something's fishy.
Tilapia again, girl.
Tilapia again. And some stinky tilapia.
Yeah,
so we talk to Jake, who's the hotel owner, about people who used to work there who maybe, have something to do with this murder or the blackmail or something. And he's going through, and then they mention the Creole woman, which is a racism. And then they're like, Joe Cabrini. Of course, it's the Italian. He used to work here. He was arrested for grand theft.
Yes. The Italian.
Well, so JB calls Amos, and he's like, right here. That was Gary's cellmate. Convenient.
It's beyond convenient.
So they all step outside, and we're like, oh, JB's like, I got it. Gary came here to blackmail someone, and the sheriff called the state police. No. I refuse to get the police involved in it. Sir, you are the police. No. You tell me who it is, and we'll handle it. And so she's like, just bring everybody together and we'll do it. JB's like,
together right now.
Over me. Do. So JB's like, none of y'all got an alibi. The phone number was planted. By the way, Lieutenant, it was you. You got the number poised yourself. And you're the only person here who could know her number because, you called her. Well, I guess that was a mistake, you see. Lloyd Dixon found out I was doing some things that were wrong, but just on the side, nothing too major. And he was very into doing good, and he was going to expose me, so I had to kill him.
Oh, no.
Gary knew and was going to blackmail me, and so I killed him too. But Lloyd, he kept on talking about wanting to go to heaven, so I helped him get there sooner. End. Do 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 do. Hey, Maim.
Yes.
Did you enjoy this episode? And by the way, dear
ridiculous.
listeners, I was not kidding about the end. It does just end after that. Like, it is there was probably more, and the editors were like, nah, spacebar, cut it.
Yep. It's, no resolution, nothing.
None of that bullshit. Who cares? Did you enjoy this episode, Maim?
Oh, yeah, it was ridiculously scene chewy. Very
It really was. It really, really was. It
Just
really,
a
really,
buffet.
really was. Just eating it all up.
All of it,
Well,
with
babe,
sugar on it.
Why don't you tell our dear listeners where they can find you?
Totally. Oh, this is much easier than the first time we did this. Hello, dear listeners. It's I, your Auntie Maim, your favorite relation. You can find me on the social medias at Auntie Maims with an S. You can find me performing with the Villain Theater, improvised comedy, and stand-up theater in Miami. More about them at villaintheater.com and Villain Theater on socials. Also, I host the amazing Colossal Karaoke every Thursday night in South Beach at Kill Your Idol. And you can find me part of the It's Happening Out network. You can find out more about them and It's Happening Out. It is a queer-focused media company, and we do talk shows and everything like that. So look out for them on YouTube and everywhere else. How about you, Mims?
Hey, y'all. I'm the Divine Miss Mims. You can find me online at Divine Miss Mims. I am going to start... itch. I do have a little streamer thing done, so I am going to start streaming soon. Probably next Thursday. It's going to be my first one.
Yay!
We'll see how that goes. It'll be at Divine Miss Mims on Twitch. I'm thinking of getting some stuff together where I actually do a little different show where I actually interview people. I've asked Maim to be my first guest. If I ever get that together, I have to figure out how to interview people. But that could be something.
Oh my gosh.
What? It's like 30 minutes of content that I have to figure out. That's a lot of content, man.
That is a lot of content. Trust me, I know.
Yeah, you at least can sing songs in the interim, right? Like,
yeah, it's a lot. I mean, 15 minutes of stand-up is
I've hosted a show. Did you ever hear back about anyway? Hey, Maim.
Yes.
Did you know we have a Patreon?
I have heard rumors.
Dear listeners, if you go to patreon.com, maybe you can throw some money. Hey, Maim.
Yeah.
Did you know we have another podcast?
I do.
It's called Baking Sugar. If you go online, you can listen to it. It's a Design Women podcast. Hey, Maim.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Did you know that we have merchandise?
What?
If you go to mimsmaim.com, you can buy some. Hey, Maim.
Yes.
Do you know what I like?
5.
Yes, that's exactly right. 5-star reviews. Dear listeners, if you leave us a 5-star review, it'll mean a lot to me. Hey, Maim.
And me.
And her too, kind of, I guess. Do you have anything else to add?
I guess not. Otherwise, I'll get cut off.
Then why don't you just say goodnight, Maim?
Yeah. Good night, Maim.
Bye, y'all.